quickly, I'm going to go into the wilderness. I'm going to give you the scriptures for the wilderness, where we go after the resurrection, after the day of vengeance. Then we will be taken to the wilderness. But once again, I'm going to throw out the how important this covenant is. Because in a lot of my videos now, I'm trying to make sure I point out how we're supposed to still be under the same covenant. How we're supposed to turn back to that covenant. And we're going to start with Malachi. Get this here. Okay. But yeah, Malachi chapter 2 verse 14. Yet ye say, wherefore? Because Yahuwah hath been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously. Yet is she thy companion, and the wife of thy covenant. So this is talking about the covenant. All you got to do is go back to verse 10, about profaning the covenant. Verse 8, the covenant of Levi. Verse 4, you shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant. So it's talking about the covenant. When it says wife of thy covenant, it's not talking about an actual woman that is your wife. It's talking about the covenant. Okay. So Malachi chapter 2 verse 14 is talking about the covenant. Now verse 15. And did not he make one? So he only made one covenant. He didn't make 2, 3, or 4. He made one covenant. Okay. Now we're in Malachi chapter 2 verse 15. Okay, it says, and did he not make one? Yet had he the residue of the Spirit, and wherefore one? And why did he make one? Okay, that he might seek a godly seed. Therefore take heed to your spirit, and let none deal treacherously against the wife of his youth, or against the covenant that you was given in your youth. Okay, as a young nation, just starting to build, we was given the covenant in our youth. Okay. Yeah, but even chapter 3 talks about the messenger of the covenant. It says, behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before thee, and Yahuwah whom ye seek shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, okay, whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, saith the Lord of hosts. This is not talking about John the Baptist, by the way. The messenger of the covenant who will come and prepare the way before Yahuwah is the Levites, the Levite priests. Okay, and you know that by backtracking to verse 4, the covenant might be with Levi. Okay, verse 7, for the priest's lips should keep knowledge. Okay, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of Yahuwah. See, the Levite priests, they are the messengers of Yahuwah, according to this scripture. So when you read Malachi chapter 3, verse 1, the messenger of the covenant is the Levites, or the Lehites, or Luites, right? The Luite priests, they're the sons, okay? And now I'm going to go to, well, I'll just throw these verses out there, because we're going into the wilderness, but before that happens, there is the Isaiah chapter 26, verses 19 through 21, where the dead arise. Then there's Ezekiel chapter 37, verses 12 and 13, that's showing where we're all resurrected, all of the Negroes being resurrected, okay, to be brought under the bond of the covenant, that same one covenant. He only made one, according to Malachi chapter 2, verse 14 and 15, okay. Now, wilderness verses, you're going to have, you have Ezekiel chapter 20, verses 33 through 38. You got Ezekiel chapter 34, verses 20 through 27. Hosea chapter 2, verses 14 through 23. talks about the valley of Achor, if I'm saying that right. You have Jeremiah chapter 31, verses 16 through 17, where we're brought to the border of Yasharal. Isaiah chapter 32, verses 15 and 16. You have Isaiah chapter 35. Yes, all these verses talking about the wilderness, okay? Isaiah chapter 35, verses 1 through 10, okay? That's the paradise that's going to be in the wilderness for us. Also, Isaiah chapter 40, verses 3 through 10. All right. Then you got Isaiah chapter 43, verses 18 through 20. Okay, because he's going to make a way for us in the wilderness. All right. Then you got Isaiah chapter 51, verse 3, where he makes the wilderness of Zion like the Garden of Eden. So we know that this wilderness is somewhere over there in the Holy Land, which is from the Nile River, the river of Egypt, to the great river, the river Euphrates. So in between those two rivers is where this wilderness is. Okay? Just look on a map and look at a landmass that you think is big enough to hold all the Negroes that's in a desert area that will be turned into the Garden of Eden. Alright? And if you want to know how we're going to get there, the scriptures for that is Isaiah chapter 66, verse 20. It talks about how the Gentiles will bring us. Isaiah chapter 60, verses 9 through 12. And Isaiah chapter 43, verses 5 through 8. Alright? So we will come into our own border. We're going to be judged in the wilderness before we cross over into the actual land. Kind of like what we did last time before we crossed the Jordan. You know, same thing. We had to make sure that we knew the laws before we crossed over the Jordan River. So once we leave the wilderness, we go in and we take back the land. I'll give you the scriptures for that right quick. That is Ezekiel chapter 34, verses 20 through 27. You're going to have Ezekiel chapter 35, verses 1 through 15. Ezekiel chapter 36, verses 5 through 12. That's us taking the land back from Edom, because we have the Edomites over there right now. But we go into Idumea like a fire, and we take the land back. Okay. Then there's Zechariah chapter 9, verse 12 through 16. Chapter 10, verses 3 through 6 in Zechariah. And also in Zechariah chapter 14, verses 1 through 14, where Yahudah shall fight, okay, in Jerusalem. All right. Then we have Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 12 through 14, where we fight against Edom. We by the hand of my people Yasharal, okay. And then we have Amos chapter 9, verse 11 and 12, where we are possessing the remnant, or the people that's left of Edom that was not killed. And then we have Obadiah chapter 1, verses 15 through 21, where we take the land, back. And in that land, no Edomite man is going to be left alive that came against us, okay? And yeah, it said that there should not be any remaining of the house of Esau, okay? Then there's Obadiah chapter 1, verse 18, which is a precept to Amos chapter 1, verse 11 and 12. So those are the scriptures for us taking the land back after leaving the wilderness. So we have, altogether, we got the day of vengeance, okay, where Yahuwah returns. Okay, there's an attack on the other nations. A lot of our people are resurrected. Then we go to the wilderness, okay? In the wilderness experience, I gave you the scriptures for the wilderness. Go back and read them. I'm not going to waste a whole bunch of time reading all those scriptures. But after the wilderness, that's when we go and take the land back. So it's a three-step process. You got the day of vengeance, then you got the wilderness, and then you got the war in the Holy Land, us taking the land back. The day of vengeance, then the wilderness, then us taking back the land. And I already gave you the scriptures for that. So I hope this quick little video blessed you. And I hope you go and read those scriptures. And I'll probably go into detail a little bit more about each individual scripture later. But I want to make sure I got that information out so you can get your game up on your reading. Okay? So that's plenty of scriptures that should keep you for a while. So this is Elder Young One. Y'all know why I do this. Peace out. Shalom to you.